chippy. And we're coming down to the last 10 games of a wild, wild year. That's why. I shouldn't have to say so. Let me put it to you another way. Like, if you've ever been to a music festival, then you know how there are multiple bands that play at the same time but on different stages, right? So the headliners get the real estate. The artists who were printed up in the smaller font on the flyer are somewhere off to the side playing to a smaller crowd. But if you've ever been to a music festival, you know that the smaller bands off to the side sometimes put on the better show. Sometimes you want to be off to the side and you want to see what's going on over there. Like last night, I could make the argument. The Dodgers and Padres put on a better show than the NFL doubleheader.
True.
They were playing back-to-back on the main stage. If you have not been paying attention, then maybe you did not know last night was, in fact, an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. The unstoppable force now are the red-hot Slam Diego Padres.
Yes.
They welcomed the immovable object, the 7-time defending NL West champ, LA Dodgers, to Petco Park. San Diego riding an MLB best 7-game heater. The Dodgers holding on to a 2.5-game lead in the division with their ace Clayton Kershaw on the bump. Kersh has been nothing short of vintage this year. Maybe the velo's down a bit, but it doesn't matter because this dude has been spinning Uncle Chuck, slinging his slide piece to the tune of a sub-2 ERA, 5 wins, and a career-best whip. And for 5 innings last night, he moved right through the NL's second-best lineup. Padres righty, Nelson Lamet, matched him the entire way, though. Halfway through that game, we were watching an old-school pitcher's duel that Kersh was barely getting the better of. And then things went from somewhat respectful and cordial to extremely chippy with a single swing in the bottom of the 6th. The game was 1-0 at that point, Dodgers. And then Padres center fielder Trent Grisham finally got to Kershaw and tied it up with his moonshot.
In the air to deep right field for Grisham. It's gone, and the Padres tie it 1-1. One swing of the bat will get it done. Home run number 9 of the year for Grisham has tied this game off Clayton Kershaw.
Oh, we got some chirping going on. Trent Grisham crushed this baseball, and he watched it. He was in the batter's box when that ball was struck. There was no doubt about it.
I'd say it's on. All that's true. All of that was true. Grisham did watch that baseball. I'll tell you who didn't. Clayton. He didn't even turn around. He knew. Biggest home run in the biggest Padres game in years. And my man styled it. Like he walked off the World Series in extra innings. That was a long stare, a half turn, a Joey Batista-esque bat flip, some serious chirping and hand gesturing going around the bases. I mean, Grisham, maybe it's just me, but if I didn't know any better or any different, it seemed to me that he pretty clearly mother effed the Dodgers dugout on his way around the bases. Maybe me, maybe I'm wrong, and if I am, I apologize, but I don't think I am. Check the tape. You don't have to be like Vin Scully, lip-reading expert, to know that he hit the boys in the blue with a massive MF bomb. And you know where I come out on this, right? I'm all about the new school flair. I'm not about the code. I hate the code as much as the code hates fun. Now, if I want to turn that on its head, if I want to look at the other side, is it different because we're talking about Clayton Kershaw, the epitome of class? Is it different if we're talking about Clayton Kershaw and we're talking about Trent Grisham and Clayton Kershaw? I mean, you're Trent Grisham, he's Clayton Kershaw. Dave Roberts pretty much said as much after the game.
You know, I don't mind guys admiring a homer. You know, certainly it's a big game, big hit. Really like the player. But I just felt that to over kind of stand home plate, and certainly against a guy like Clayton who's got the respect of everyone in the big leagues and what he's done in this game, I just took exception to that because I think that there's a certain respect that you give a guy that, you know, if you homer against him.
You know, so where are we going to draw the line here? Like, are there exceptions to the new rule? Like, if the code sucks, does the code just not suck for everybody? Or does the code suck for almost everybody, but there's still a line you don't want to cross when you deal with a really classy guy like Clayton Kershaw? Or does that not factor in at all? Or is there something to be said about the Dodgers thinking, hey y'all, you do know you're the Padres, right? You do know you're the Padres. Or is there something to be said for the Padres thinking, the hell we are. Not anymore, we're not. We may have been, but not anymore, we're not. We came into this game, the hottest team in baseball, 2.5 back of you. The hell we are. So where do you come out on this? Like, do you agree? Do you disagree with stunting on a classy future Hall of Famer who's going to go down as one of the best pitchers ever? The Dodgers didn't seem to like that, and the Padres loved it. You know, I can see where Dave Roberts has got his guys back. Because Dave Roberts, I don't care what any of you say, Dave Roberts is a great manager and a class act, and he had Clayton's back. The Padres, I can also see where they just don't give a damn. Why would they, man? They're coming. They're coming for your heart. And the Dodgers, you know, they could not convert their hate into anything the rest of the way. The Padres, on the other hand, use that moment as fuel. They explode for 6 more, and they run away with that game 7-2. So where does that leave us? Right now, the Padres are an unthinkable 32-17. They're a game and a half back of the Dodgers. It was not that long ago. Earlier this season, as crazy as this season is, we were talking about the Dodgers being as good as they've ever been. The Dodgers being potentially an all-time great team. I mean, that good. And the Padres are $1.50 out. They're a game and a half out. But let's be clear about this. Man, the swinging Friars, they don't give a damn. They're not afraid. They're not intimidated. They're loving it. Dodger broadcaster Earl Hershiser, I thought, put it really interestingly when he said, quote, the Padres are playing for respect. The Dodgers are playing for reputation. There's something to that. I mean, the Dodgers, they got to get it done. They just have to get it done. Padres have a huge chip on their shoulder, and they're running on premium fuel. Everybody knows the NL West goes through LA. The Padres do not give a damn. They're a game and a half out, and they're trying to change it all right now. That's the first Padres 8-game winning streak in 8 seasons. The first time Kershaw has dropped the decision to San Diego in 7 years. In other words, everything has changed. Not only did the Padres get over last night, they literally MF'd the Dodgers in the process. So there's no doubt they're going to carry that into Game 2 tonight. Here's how important these games are. At best, the Padres can finish that series with a half-game lead in the division. At worst, they're 3.5 back. Massive swing right there when you consider there are 8 games left. None of them are head-to-head with LA. So this means everything to both of those teams. Even if the Padres are ahead of schedule right now, they know the opportunity is right there. And you never know when you'll get it again. Regardless of what happens, man, we saw the birth of a legitimate rivalry. Like, San Diego hates LA, always has, always will. But it's one thing to hate them. It's another to be competitive with them. And they are. We've been waiting on this for a long time. Dodgers v. Padres, LA v. San Diego, reputation v. respect. Hell yeah. Bring it on. Let's play 2 more.
Yeah.
I loved that last night. Loved it. From both sides. And I know if I put it to you, I'm going to get more calls from San Diego than LA. Padre fan, how you feeling about things right about now?
Fucking good!
We open up hour number 2. Open phones to start that hour. 1-800-636-8686. Do not go anywhere.